everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys didn't know, I finally did vision correction and I just went for my last follow-up check last week and the doctor said my eyesight is now 6/6, which is perfect vision. So today I'll be sharing with you guys all about my vision correction experience, and also I received some DMs from you guys asking me questions about my experience, so I'll be answering those questions as well. By the way, just a disclaimer, I am not a professional, I am not an expert, I am just merely someone who went through the process and I'm just sharing my own experience. Because I'm not an expert, please take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Anything you're unsure, please check with actual professionals, please contact the clinics, please contact the doctors and check with them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so starting off with the basics so you guys get some context. My degree before doing vision correction was about 550 and 500 plus on both eyes. I also had 100 plus astig on both eyes, so pretty blind. I started wearing spectacles end of primary 1 and I started wearing contact lenses when I was 15 years old, and then I started wearing contacts daily when I was about 17. My degree is very high, so I always felt like when I wear spectacles my eyes look very small and I felt I look ugly. I felt like no spectacles frame really suited my face shape. And then another problem about wearing specs is when I exercise, it's always sliding down my nose. During PE ball games, the ball always smashes into my specs. Wearing contact lenses was okay at first, but then it started to make my eyes get really dry. And then it was also just quite inconvenient because, for example, when I take flights, I have to wear my specs first and then I have to bring my contacts, and then mid-flight I'll change to my contacts before I land. And then there will also be some struggles here and there. For example, if I wake up in the morning and I want to exercise, I want to wear contact lenses so that my specs won't slide down my nose. But after I exercise with my contact lens, I need to shower. And then when I shower, do I leave my lens in or do I take out my lens?
Because my lens were daily lenses. If I take them off, it'll be a waste, but if I keep them in and shower, it's actually not good to shower with your lens.
So I had a lot of this kind of small dilemma that annoyed me. So I always knew that I wanted to get LASIK since I was young. So the final straw for me was when my contact lens prices kept increasing. So at first it increased once and I was like, okay. And then it increased again like within a year. And then that made me decide that I was gonna go get LASIK, because LASIK is for sure more expensive than like one box of contact lenses, but in the long run I felt like it's like an investment, you know, because I no longer have to buy contacts every month. Okay, and just a disclaimer, I keep using the term LASIK very loosely in my video, but what I meant is vision correction, because there are different types of vision correction procedures, and the one I did is actually not called LASIK. But if I accidentally say LASIK, it's just because I'm using it loosely, because it's just the common name that a lot of people refer to and it's the most common one that people know of. So once I decided to correct my vision, I started researching about where I should get it done. So I did it at a clinic called Clear Vision. I don't really have many close friends who did LASIK, so I couldn't really like ask anyone. I did my own research. So I searched like Singapore LASIK, like those typical keywords, and then I just compared some different clinics, and I also looked at the prices. And then Clear Vision really stood out to me at that time because on their website they actually listed all the prices very clearly. It's all stated there, whereas for some other clinics you had to call and check, or like it's just very messy. And then so I did more research about the clinic, so I even looked them up on like YouTube and TikTok, and then I saw some people post about their experience with that clinic on TikTok and it looked quite good to me. Okay, and then another thing that bugged me was that I always wondered why many LASIK doctors wear spectacles. Like if they really advocate for it, why are they wearing spectacles? It made me scared. I feel like is it there's some hidden reason why they don't do LASIK? But one thing about Clear Vision when I was stalking their TikTok was that I saw that their own doctors also had LASIK done, so it also made me trust the clinic more. Like it made me feel like they believe in what they do. Okay, so after I decided which clinic I wanted to do my vision correction at, I started looking at the different procedures they offer. So as I briefly mentioned just now, there are different types of vision correction. So the most common one that many people know about is like LASIK, and then there's TransPRK, there's also something called ICL, so implantable contact lenses, ICL. Yeah, so something I saw that really helped me was this vision correction comparison table, and I actually found it from Clear Vision. I read through all the differences in the different procedures to make my decision, and I just share with you guys some of the main reasons that made me decide to do TransPRK. Okay, so firstly, just a disclaimer, you cannot suka-suka pick actually, because it also depends on your cornea thickness, and I had a hunch that my cornea is a bit thin, so I was like, okay, I think I can do TransPRK. Another thing I was scared about when it comes to like doing LASIK was dry eyes. So actually, over the past few years, my sister has been sending me TikTok videos of those people complaining that their eyes got really dry after doing LASIK. So they said like after doing LASIK, their eyes were perpetually dry, like super dry, and it made me very scared because having experienced like the feeling of dry eyes while I was wearing contact lens, I didn't want to have that long term forever. So it was something that actually made me quite concerned. But so I was quite relieved when I saw in the chart that they had a part on dry eyes ? And if you can just see from the chart, the one that many people say they got dry eyes is LASIK. So it's stated here more likely because thousands of cornea nerve endings are cut when the cornea flap is created, resulting in the risk of permanent LASIK-induced dry eyes. And then compared to TransPRK, which is the one I decided to do, TransPRK is a surface-based procedure with no nerve endings being cut, greatly reducing the risk of dry eyes. So when I saw that, I was very relieved. I was happy that there was another option where dry eyes were like less likely to happen. So from here, I eliminated LASIK and I was hoping I could get TransPRK done.
Secondly, under LASIK it says a suction ring with high pressure is applied, the cornea is flattened, resulting in a blackout of vision, and that really scared me, okay? So that confirmed that LASIK is out for me.
Okay, moreover, I'm just going to draw your attention to this part where they stated flap-related complications. For TransPRK, it's no, 0% risk because no cornea flap is cut, whereas for LASIK, there's a 1 to 2% risk, which includes flap dislodgement, flap wrinkles, flap inflammation, and flap interface problems. So I wanted to have none of that, so that's another reason why I chose TransPRK. And then I also eliminated ICL for me because I saw that I don't participate in rugged sports or like contact sports, but I saw that say it's not advisable to participate in contact sports as ICL may dislodge. It also says because this is an intraocular procedure where like the procedures in your eye, there's a small risk of serious eye infection as well as a small risk of developing cataracts and glaucoma down. That scared me, so no, I decided not to do ICL because I don't want to have any risk of developing cataract or glaucoma. So that's how I decided that I wanted to do TransPRK. Just something to note is that the one that I chose, TransPRK, under discomfort during healing, it actually has the most, but it's still not like very high. It just says slight discomfort, whereas for the others it says little to no discomfort. It also has the longest recovery period. Full vision recovery will also take the longest. It will take about 1 to 3 months and it's actually dependent on a number of factors. One of the factors is your initial eye power, whereas for the rest it takes about 1 to 2 months for full vision recovery. Oh, and someone also asked me how I chose my doctor. So after I decided that I wanted to do my vision correction at Clear Vision, I looked through like their list of doctors, and the doctor I chose was Dr. Huang because I told you I also stalked their TikTok. And he seemed very patient, friendly, because I am quite an overthinker and I know I'll have many questions, so I feel like I'll be very anxious if I need to ask many questions but I'm scared to do so. He just seemed very chill and nice, and also of course he's very experienced, so he is the senior consultant ophthalmologist. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Do you know that he's a lecturer also? Yeah. And 100% no regrets choosing him as my doctor. I highly recommend him. Okay, so once I decided which clinic I wanted to go to and which vision correction procedure I wanted to do, I actually decided to reach out to the clinic to ask for a possible collaboration so that I can get a discount. And they actually very kindly agreed to collaborate, which made me really happy. But I just wanted to emphasize that I did all my prior research on my own, as I explained to you guys earlier on how I made those choices, and I was the one who reached out to them after that. Because to me, my eyes is my most important out of like my 5 senses. So I definitely did my own research and trusted my own research, and I just reached out to them after that, just kind of like to try my luck. But even if they decided not to collaborate with me, I would still stick to my own decision to go to Clear Vision based on my own research. So yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that to avoid any misunderstanding. Okay, now let's talk about the actual procedure, the whole process itself. So before you do any type of vision correction, there's usually a suitability evaluation. So this is where they do a lot of eye tests, check your eye power, check your eye pressure, check your cornea thickness to see how suitable you are for the different types of vision correction procedure.
Eye now, this is to check your cornea thickness. Open the widest you can, good, hold it there. When you look at your phone later, it will be blurry for about 5 to 6 hours.
5 or 6 hours.
So you cross-linking treatment. So this is for patients with thin cornea. So how this is done is that TransPRK will be
Okay, so based on my understanding, if your cornea is too thin and you like do something to it, it may be like unstable, so it's best to strengthen your cornea. And actually when I first heard that I had to do cornea strengthening procedure, I was very scared because I couldn't imagine how they're going to strengthen my cornea. But I was very relieved when I found out that it's actually a much simpler process than I had imagined.
This is to check your degree again after your muscles have relaxed.
So you can see TransPRK retreat from the surface.
And after that, if the doctor tells you that you are suitable, you actually have to stop wearing contact lens for a few days to prepare for the procedure. And then the doctor will also give you a piece of paper that looks like this for you to practice and stimulate the actual experience that you're going to get on that day. So basically, you will stare at like this green blinking light. So they'll give you a paper and ask you to stare and focus on that green light. And my doctor did tell me that this is actually quite important to do and to practice, because if you are able to practice to stabilize your eye to focus on the light, it will make your healing process faster. I think he drew for me something that shows, like for example, if this is your paper and this is your pen, right, like the laser, if it keeps moving, it'll be like ah, but then if it's focused, it'll be like zzz.
Okay, so this one actually the healing process will be a bit delayed lah, but end result is the same.
There's no cornea infection. You can blink now. Open widely. Okay, blink once more. Open wide.
Actually insert a bandage contact lens into your eyes. So you're going to sleep and shower for a week. Okay, so do not sleep and
Oh my god, I'm very scared. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Seconds left already. Well done, Jerry. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're done.
Oh, and on the surgery day, the doctor will place bandage lens onto your eye. So basically, it just looks like normal contact lenses. You just put it on your eye and it's supposed to be a bandage since like the surface is raw. So you can take out the bandage after 5 days. But for me, I took mine out late because I had an exam. Okay, and then many of you guys asked me, is it painful? Is it painful? Personally, I feel that the TransPRK process itself is not painful. To me, the most scary part was when they clamp my eyes like that. Because they have to clamp your eye so that you don't blink. And I personally found that to be more scary because it feels like there's something like in my eye. But the actual TransPRK procedure is like not pain. You just smell a burning smell. Like your eyes getting chao ta, but it's not painful. And then after I did TransPRK, I had to do cornea linking, right? I felt that that one was more uncomfortable. I remember they poured something in my eye and then I still had to focus on the blinking light. And then I remember it was very, very hard to keep my eyes open and to focus on that light. So it wasn't painful, but it was uncomfortable, and it was more uncomfortable than TransPRK. So if you don't have thin cornea like me, you don't even have to worry about that. But yeah, overall it was still okay. And then also my doctor really played a part in making me feel very calm during my process, because I was quite stressed about like keeping my eyes focused, but he'll tell me like, good job, good job. Like, okay, 3 more seconds, 3, 2, 1, good job. And then I was like, ooh. Okay, and then right after the procedure, the nurse helped me put like my first eye drops in my eye. So the actual procedure wasn't painful. I feel like the recovery process was a bit more painful. Just remember that I'm sharing my experience based on the fact that I did TransPRK and I also did cornea linking, so everyone's experience may be a bit different. For me, for the first 2 hours after I got home, I remember my eyes felt quite pain and like I couldn't open them. So I remember I just went home and I took like a 1-hour nap. And I remember my mom even fed me my lunch because I couldn't open my eyes. My eyes just got more and more pain and sensitive, and then it kept tearing. So I was quite scared. So I asked my sister to help me call the clinic to ask whether it's normal. But yeah, they said it's normal because I did cornea linkage. So I was like, okay, if it's normal then that's fine. So I remember I stayed in a dark room. So like I turned on the lights and I closed all the curtains, and I still wore sunglasses because that's how sensitive my eyes were. And then according to my doctor, actually the second day will be a little bit worse than the first day, because from the second day onwards, your surface cells will start to heal and then it will become a little bit more itchy and dry. But during that period, as my eyes slowly recovered, I remember I also watched K-dramas. So I closed all the curtains, then I watched it in my living room with sunglasses because the TV was too bright for my sensitive eyes. So I made my Netflix font like super big, and then I wore my sunglasses. And then it's still quite blur lah, but I only did that from I think maybe the 4th day onwards. And then at the beginning, every morning when I wake up, it's very hard to open my eyes. Like I cannot open it, it's like I have to like open my eyes and then tears will come out. And when I asked my doctor, he said it's because of the steroid eye drops that will make your eye kind of stick together. But even so, every day I was very excited to open my eyes in the morning because every day I wanted to see how clear it will become. And funny thing is, actually during my recovery period, I had to study for my exams. So I had like 中医考试. And what I did was, before doing TransPRK, I already typed down all my notes, and then I printed my notes very big. And then when I was healing, I tried to read the notes, but it was so blur. Oh my god. I know that in the first few days it will be blur, but I kind of underestimated it lah. My vision was really quite blur during the first few days. It also depends on your initial eye power. So if your degree is low, you'll get your full vision back faster, I think. Because my degree was high, so it will take a bit longer for my vision to fully return. And also, I had like yoga exam after that. Actually, I can't really remember now, but I think for me, my vision was blur for the first few weeks. And then at first I thought like, okay, I can see things quite clearly, until I went to my class and then I realized that all my classmates' faces were like blur. Then I realized that I still can't see that far. But now, because I did it in early October, I did it in the first week of October, it's now 27 December, so it's been almost 3 months, and now I have perfect eyesight, so I'm very happy about it.
Makes sense.
We need to look at the green.
So make sure your white crease, huh? So 6 minus 1 means the muscles lah, the iris lah. So your eyes is very good.
That means perfect ah. But then my left eye still a bit more blurred.
Correct. Ask you to use chopsticks in both hands. You'll find one hand learn faster than the other lah. How logical ma. But as time goes on, once your eyes and get used to the focusing zones already, it will become.
I graduated, last appointment done.
Okay, so now moving on to talk about prices. Many of you guys also asked me about the prices. I think that when you are comparing prices of different clinics, it's important to note what's included in the package price. So just make sure to find out what you are paying for, whether it's 1 eye or 2 eyes, because certain procedures they count as like for 1 eye only. Sometimes for certain clinics there may be a lot of invisible costs, like maybe the prices they stated is only for the surgery and they didn't count the initial med, the follow-up reviews, because all of those will add up. And also because after your vision correction procedure, you'll be spending quite a bit of money on eye drops as well. So yeah, you just need to take that into account. Okay, so I did a little summary for you over here to show you the total amount of money I spent. So $37.50 for the suitability evaluation, $3,988 for the TransPRK package. So this is what I meant just now when I said to check what's included in your package. So for the clinic I went to, it's actually inclusive of all these I stated here. So the actual procedure, the initial set of medicine and eye drops, 3 months of follow-up reviews, 1 pair of sunglasses, and GST. So the 3 months of free follow-up reviews were actually sufficient for me. In total, I had 5 follow-up checks and I did it all within the 3 months. So I didn't have to pay any extra money for any follow-up reviews. The sunglasses is for you to protect your eyes after the surgery, so they've also included that. So if you are comparing prices between clinics, just make sure to check thoroughly what you're paying for. And then for my cornea cross-linking, I paid $1,284 in total for 2 eyes. This is my receipt from the day of my surgery, and you can see that all my eye drops and even like the eye wipes were all free of charge because they were included in the package. So my first follow-up review was 2 days after my surgery, and I cannot find any receipts on that, so I think that was free because it's just free consultation lah. And then this is the receipt from my second follow-up review. So you can see that consultation was free and I just paid for my eye drops, so I paid a total of $84.30. And then on my third follow-up review, I spent $47.60, and this is actually because I'm kiasu. As you can see, I bought 2 of the same eye drops because I just wanted it to last longer. So yeah, and then on my fourth follow-up review, I spent $59.50, and then on my fifth follow-up review, I spent $37.90. So in total, I spent about $5,540. But while I was editing this video and checking the prices, I noticed that their prices have increased now because of the GST hike. And I actually heard that most clinics increased their prices last year, but they actually delayed it until now. But so anyway, I did another summary for you here with the updated prices in case you guys want to have a look at a glance. So yeah, if you do the exact same procedure as me this year, you will pay about $200 more than me, but actually they kept the price for cornea cross-linking the same. But anyway, I'll link their website down below so you guys can have a more detailed read if you want to. Okay, so I posted this story on my Instagram and asked you guys to send in your questions. So I'm just gonna look through and see if there are any questions I haven't addressed in the earlier part of my video, and I'll answer those. Will you be sensitive to sunlight? Yes, you will. For me at the start, not just sunlight but any sort of light. My first day, I even wore sunglasses at home, but I tried to train myself, so I tried to take it out and then I open my eyes a bit. But in the sun, you have to wear sunglasses. So for the clinic I went to, they will give you sunglasses to wear. So for me, I completely avoided going out during the first few days post-surgery. For the entire 1 month after your surgery, you still have to wear sunglasses when you go out. But my doctor actually recommended me to wear it for even longer. I think he said minimally like 3 months after surgery. It's because your surface cells of your eye need time to heal, and it's just safer to wear sunglasses for a longer period. I mean, it's your eyes, you only have a pair of eyes, you should take care of them, right? So no harm wearing your sunglasses for a longer period. But if you mean like long-term sensitivity to sunlight, for me now, because I'm still reaching my 3rd month post-surgery, I have not taken out my sunglasses in the sunlight yet, so I'm not sure about like the long term yet. What made you want to do it? I mentioned just now. Basically, I'm helpful and I don't want to be inconvenienced also. Is it worth it? Yes, and I'll talk more about that during my final thoughts segment after Q&A. Were you able to witness the whole procedure? Yes. So you are awake during the procedure. They'll put numbing eye drops so you don't really feel so much, but you do have to be awake to focus on the green light that is blinking so that they can do what they need to do. So yes, you are awake. I'm someone who is scared to even put eye drops. Will you feel like closing your eyes when they poke? Okay, first of all, the one that I did, which is TransPRK, nothing is poking your eye. So they will put an eye clamp, but nothing is poking your eye, it's just the laser. But post Lasik or TransPRK, you do have to put a lot of eye drops. Seriously, you have to put so many eye drops. So let's look at day 2, because they started from morning, whereas on day 1 it was like midday. So I put 4 different types of eye drops every 1 hour, and I actually set like crazy number of alarms on my phone so that I don't forget. And then from day 3 onwards, I had to put 3 eye drops every 2 hours, but also every 15 minutes I had to put lubricating eye drops. Okay, so actually if you follow what like the clinic says, they'll probably say to put lubricating eye drops every hour. But according to my doctor, he recommended me to just put the lubricating eye drops every 15 minutes. But you have to kind of time it properly so that it doesn't clash with your other like 3 main eye drops. So as you can see, I went crazy. These are the main 3 eye drops. So like these 3 are the main eye drops I had to put on day 3. And I rotate them every 2 hours. But then this thing I wrote here every 15 minutes is the lubricating eye drops. So just a tip for you guys that was shared to me by my doctor is that you should use lubricating eye drops more often because it will help you regain your full vision faster. But please check with your doctor in detail if you decide to do it, okay? So as I mentioned just now, you do have to put a lot of eye drops post-surgery. So if you're afraid to put eye drops but you want to get LASIK done, I feel like you may need to slowly try to become comfortable with it. So maybe now before you do LASIK or TransPRK, you can get those normal lubricating eye drops and try to practice dripping it. My advice would be to try not to, you can focus your eye on a spot. Because if you are scared of putting eye drops, I assume you are scared of anything going near your eyes. And during the procedure, although they are not directly like touching your eye, they will clamp your eye a little bit, and the doctor will also need to put numbing eye drops and things like that. So I think it would be good to try and practice to become a bit familiar with it. Are you able to shower or wash your face during the recovery process? I'm planning to do my next year. Okay, so the answer is no. So if I refer to this chart that I was given on my first day, do not splash water into your eyes when washing or during showers for 1 week. I believe on my first 1 or 2 days, I was very scared, right? So when I washed my face, I just wet a face towel and I wiped my face, and then I put the cleanser and I wiped again because I was really very scared about getting water into my eyes. So I was really very scared about getting like infections. And also for the clinic I went to, they also gave me eye wipes. So I just use that to wipe my eyes in the morning and at night so that I keep the area clean. And then after you remove the bandage, you're supposedly able to wash your eyes normally.
So I remove the lens, maybe I can shower.
Okay? Yeah.
So I can wash face like that area.
Yeah.
But I had an extended period of not being able to wash my eyes normally because I took my bandage lens out late because I had an exam on the day I was supposed to take the lens out. They also clash with the weekends and they're closed on the weekends, so I ended up taking mine out I think after like 7 days instead. And since I'm on this topic, I also share that I'm very scared that I will rub my eyes because I was very scared about like creating cuts in my eye or something. I don't know, like I was just very scared of rubbing my eyes. So I initially thought they'll give you something to cover your eyes when you sleep, but no, they don't. And I actually asked the nurse if I can wear like goggles or sunglasses when I'm sleeping, but they said it's not advisable also. But in the end, I'm not saying you should do this, but I just ended up wearing my sunglasses to sleep still because I was really very scared about poking my eye or rubbing my eye because I have a habit of rubbing my eyes. But thankfully, maybe because I was so conscious about it, I really didn't rub my eyes during the healing period. But I also believe it's because when you put so many eye drops into your eye throughout the day, your eyes are really not as dry. So maybe I had the habit previously because I always wear contact lenses and my eyes are very dry, but now that I was spamming eye drops, it wasn't as dry, so I didn't rub them. Okay, so some of you guys asked me about side effects. So at the moment, based on the procedure I chose, which is TransPRK, I do not know of any side effects that I'm currently experiencing. Other than sometimes my eyes are a little bit dry, then I'll just put lubricating eye drops, but not to the extent that it's severely affecting me. Recently, I'm still supposed to put lubricating eye drops every hour, but I miss it sometimes because I'm also working part-time. So I understand if my eyes are a little bit dry, it could be because of that. So just be very diligent with your eye drops. How much was your degree? Is there a certain limit to how much can be fixed with LASIK? Yes, there is a limit, so you can check out the chart that I'll link down below. For different procedures, there are different degree limits. How often did you wear contact lenses, and did that affect the effectiveness or capability of LASIK? Okay, so I actually did not know how to answer your question, so I went to ask my doctor. But okay, I'm referring to notes that I literally wrote down when he was telling me. But so in general, there is no direct effect. But then, wearing contact lenses can cause unhealthy cornea or pre-existing dry eyes. But yeah, you should definitely go for a checkup, do the suitability evaluation test because we have no idea what your cornea state is like. But in general, there's no direct effect. For me, I wore contacts every day. What are some things you would do differently? Nothing much. Maybe not have it done when my exam is like so close. But I just wanted to get it done ASAP lah. Okay, I think the other questions I've answered in the rest of the video previously. Okay, so before I end the video, I just wanted to share some final thoughts I have about doing vision correction, doing TransPRK. Overall, I am very satisfied, and I feel like it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I really feel very liberated, like when I see my sister, right, after work trying to take out her contact lenses, and then sometimes it gets stuck, and I'm just so relieved that I no longer have to experience that. And for example, when I went to Langkawi a few weeks ago, in the morning I went to the pool, and then normally if I had to wear contact lens, I would struggle with like, should I just wear the contacts to the pool, which technically is not advisable? Do I take it out when I shower and then put in a new pair of contact lens before I head out for the rest of the day? I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about, but I just had a lot of those type of dilemma, which I was very relieved that I no longer had to think about at all. And then in August, when I went to Chengdu for my singing performance, I actually wore specs in the morning during all the rehearsals, and I only put in my contact lenses like nearer to the performance timing, because if not, my eyes will be very dry if I wear it for so long. And now if I have like these types of performances again, I don't even have to worry about that anymore. So I just feel very free now. And by the way, certain parts of my house I never got to see clearly, like my shower area, I never saw it clearly because I always take off my specs and contacts. And now it's clear, of course. Now actually sometimes when I go and shower, I even suddenly like, oh shit, I never take out my contact lens, and then I realized that, oh yeah, I already did TransPRK. Like I still sometimes think that I'm still wearing my contacts and I forgot to take my contacts off before I shower because it looks so clear, but I forgot that it's because I did TransPRK already. And then actually during my first few days of recovery, when I woke up, I literally looked for my glasses. Like I forgot, because normally every morning I will have to get my glasses, right? So when I woke up, I was like, oh, where's my glasses? Then I realized that I don't need to wear glasses anymore. I think because I just have been wearing glasses for so long, so it just feels very worth it for me. It's just, I don't know, just so mind-blowing and really one of the best decisions I've made for myself. If you guys are considering to get any form of vision correction, I 100% recommend you to do your own research as well to see what you're truly comfortable with. I'll just link some of the resources I looked at down below in the description box so you guys can also take a look. And yeah, I think just don't rush the process. Take your time to research. You can call up the clinics to ask them questions. And just make sure that you are very comfortable before you decide to do anything, because ultimately, as I said, we all only have one pair of eyes, and to me it's really the most important out of the 5 senses. So it's honestly a very big decision. Yeah, take your time to research and make a decision for yourself that you won't regret. So yeah, I think that's about it for today's video. I've been filming for like 2 hours already because I had so much to talk about. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to comment down below and I'll try my best to answer them. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!